Well, hello! Welcome to this fashion video. In this video, as you can tell by the title, we are cleaning and restoring a vintage leather jacket. So what's up and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Kai Kotana and I am a minimalist. That means I love to use capsule wardrobes, but I also like to invest in stuff and clothing and decorations that I get from the thrift store. So about a year and a half or 2 years ago, I bought 3 vintage leather jackets for 45 bucks. Together, 45 bucks. That was a really good deal. And amongst those jackets was this one. It is a vintage jacket because when is something vintage? Well, when it's at least 25 years old or older. So I'm pretty sure that this is a vintage leather jacket because it's from the late 70s, early 80s. It's a cropped leather jacket, similar to the style that Madonna would wear back in the day. It was a whole vibe and I really loved the era. So this particular leather jacket has a laced up back, so it cinches in on the waist and it is very voluminous on the sleeves and it makes your boobs look really pow big. So it's a very strong silhouette, but I enjoyed it especially because the waist is cinched in because of the laced detail in the back, or corset detail in the back, if you will. So disclaimer, if you do not feel confident enough or you don't feel like risking your vintage leather jacket coming out in a way that you don't want it to come out, be responsible and bring it to a dry cleaner that has professional tools and cleaning supplies. To protect it from the rain or stains that it off really well. And I'm gonna finish washing the jacket with the saddle soap today, and then we're gonna let it dry. Carry this entire bucket to a place where you can rinse it out. So as you can see, I was really working the lining of the leather jacket because that's the only reason why I fully submerged this jacket into a washing detergent for clothes. You can see the dye of the jacket coming off, so I tried to do this as fast as possible because I didn't want to lose the beautiful blue dark color of the jacket, but I did want to get that gross smell out of the lining, and this was the only way I knew how to do that. Then I rinsed it off under the shower and made sure that I really rinsed out all of the detergent, because if it would have stayed onto the leather, it would have dried out the leather, and I didn't want that to happen. The leather is going to dry out regardless because you used a detergent that'll strip all of the oils away. So make sure you rinse it well and then fold it and mold it over a hanger so that the form of the jacket, the shape of the jacket, stays intact. If you just let it hang like that without molding it back into form or shaping it back into the shape of the jacket it usually has, it'll dry up very wrinkled, and you don't want that. So make sure you drape the jacket over a very sturdy hanger and make sure that the sleeves and everything is stretched out and pleated the right way so that when your jacket dries up, it still has its original shape. Alright, so the jacket has been drying for a few weeks now. I was actually dry within 3 days, and then I just left it hanging on a very sturdy wooden hanger so that it would keep the leather shape in place. So it still looks exactly the way it's supposed to be shaped. So that's good. But when you look up close, you can see that the leather is now quite dry. And also on the inside, you can see that some of the blue leather is now, it's faded. You can definitely see some whiteness right here, and the color has turned into something lighter purple because we really scrubbed out the dirt in the neck really well. But as you can tell here, this little white stripe means the leather has been dried out. So the leather doesn't feel soft or supple or smooth. It's actually quite crispy. So we need to go and fix that. So for the last step, we are going to use this Colonel Rustical Special Care transparent leather cream. As you can tell by the icons on the packaging, it's for leather items, for horseback riding, for shoes, and for jackets. So I do want to give you that tip and advice to really look for a leather product that is also good for your jackets, because not every leather cream is for jackets or for bags or for shoes. Sometimes leather creams are specifically for one type of product, and you really need to check before you use it on your favorite vintage leather jacket. So this one is good because it says it's also for jackets. As you can see, this leather cream comes with a sponge, but I, in my experience, know that this isn't gonna cut it. So I also have a soft, clean piece of cloth that I'm gonna use to really work in the leather cream. And we're gonna work in parts. So I'm gonna start with the sleeves, front, and then the back. And it's quite simple, really. You just rub on a layer of the leather cream. And I always say start with a small amount so that you can build it up. And then you can start working it in. And you will see that your leather jacket will get darker because the leather cream will put some moisture back into the leather. And as you can tell, it'll get shinier, it'll get a bit glossier, and it'll be a bit darker. It'll bring back up the color of the jacket, and then later on when it dries, it becomes really nice into one color, or it dries up into one color, I should say. Now you can really see it. So this cuff has been treated with the leather cream, and then the sleeve hasn't been treated yet, and it looks very dry. And you can see these dry little stripes. And that's why we need the leather cream. I'm also really getting into the folds because I also got into the folds when I was cleaning the jacket. So there must be some dry leather left between the folds of the jacket and the pleats. So that's why I'm also really getting in there. And also here at the shoulder part, we could like flip this part around, remember that? So we also have to apply, because there are seams here, we need to keep the seams very supple and soft, so we need to apply some leather cream there as well. Because the seams are what keeps the jacket together. So we need to take care of the seams as well. So when you apply the leather cream, I would like to suggest or give you the advice to do it in a circular motion. So really just to make circles, and then make fast circles if you want to go faster. But if you do that, it allows you to really rub in the leather cream instead of just going up and down or left to right. That will not really rub in the cream. And we really need the leather to absorb the cream. And when it comes to the seamings, or the seams of the leather jacket, you do want to go a little bit up and down or left to right, because you really want to rub the cream between the seams, because that's a little hard to get into if you just do a circular motion. And because leather is made of animal skin, it does have the tendency to rip at the seams a little bit more, so you want to keep the seams very supple and moisturized as well, so that Please hang your leather jacket to dry in a cool, dark area like your shower maybe, which I did in the beginning, but I wanted to speed up the process and I wish I didn't because it dried out the leather a bit too much. So dark, cool place to dry your leather jacket after completely immersing it underwater and washing it. Second tip I want to give you is that in this video I used a clear leather cream. There's nothing wrong with that. I would suggest using that on any type of leather that you have. However, this is a dark blue leather jacket and I could tell that because I washed it and rinsed it, it lost a bit of the dark blue color that it had because the dye obviously was rinsed off the jacket. So my advice is to first use a clear leather cream, and if you then feel like that your jacket needs to be revived in color, you can also get yourself a leather cream that is in the same color of your jacket. Nowadays they have a lot of colors. They have reds, they have browns, they have blues, they have greens, they have yellows. So I'd say go to a nearby shoe store or a leather store and ask what kind of leather creams they have, because if you get one with the same color pigment of your jacket, you can revive the color and make it more vibrant. So I will let this jacket, you know, stay like this for about a week, and then I am also going to apply some blue leather cream to really bring back the blue color. I mean, it's blue enough, you can definitely tell, but I think for summertime it would be nice if it's a little bit more vibrant. So that is tip number 2. And the last tip that I can give you when it comes to your vintage leather jackets, they've had a life before us, so we have to remember that, you know, they have some wear and tear. So if you're not wearing your leather jacket, make sure you store it in a cool and a dry place. Also dark. Leather used to be animal skin, so it behaves like our skin as well. It needs to be in a cool and dry place, otherwise it will dry out and it'll start to tear up and you'll get those little tears in the leather, and that's really hard to restore. So if you're not wearing your jacket during the summer or during the winter or wherever you're not wearing your leather jacket, please store it in a dark and cool area so that the leather can breathe and not dry out. And if you're really good with your vintage leather jackets, make sure you apply some leather cream before you put them away in storage. That way your leather jacket will stay very supple, soft and smooth because it's hydrated during storage time. So I really hope you liked this video. Definitely let me know if you're going to give it a try and clean your own vintage leather jackets as well. You can tag me on Instagram and show me the before and after, because I love to see the results. And if you have any questions about cleaning your own vintage leather jackets, definitely let me know in the comments below. And if this video was helpful in any way, shape or form, definitely thumbs it up and subscribe to my YouTube channel, because as a minimalist, I make videos about capsule wardrobes, vintage clothes and outfits that I create with all of those clothes and those capsule wardrobes. So if that is something that you love, then this is the YouTube channel for you. So in the meantime, you can follow me on the gram because I post a lot of outfit stories and pictures there. And that's kind of it. Yeah, I'll see you in the next video, and I'm wishing you a very good day, and I hope that you are going to rock your vintage leather jackets a lot, because let's be honest, they're cooler than the newer ones. All right. See you later. Goodbye. I love you. Ta-ta.